Hello, and welcome back to the Spoiler Cast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. And welcome to this penultimate Halloween episode. Ooh. Penultimate means second to last.
Second to last, right? Yeah. Is that right?
My name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusted co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello.
Wait.
And today we are finally going to talk about the big one, the big cheese this year.
Yes.
When it comes to horror. The theme has been clowns this Halloween season for us. So I guess you already know what we're going to talk about, right? And we've been saying we're going to talk about it, so.
Yeah.
It took a while for it to come here to Sweden, but we are finally going to talk about Terrifier 3. Ooh, yes. Yes, finally.
Funny thing is, this was supposed to be like another week, really. But
yes.
It came early for us, I guess.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the last movie we talk about, which is going to be a nice round off to the season, but it got pushed forward a week here in Sweden, and we were like, we're gonna watch it then immediately. Yes. So here we are. So next week is gonna be a bit anticlimactic as the ending. We're gonna talk about killer clowns from outer space.
Yeah.
But that's for next week. For now, it's Terrifier 3 time. Yeah. The movie that everybody's already kind of talked about.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm still excited.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about it. I mean, everyone knows what it is. Art the Clown is back. This time it's been 5 years since the last one. I mean, in movie time, it's been 2 years in real time. And now he's back, not on Halloween, but on Christmas.
Yes.
Back to murder and maim and slaughter and kill basically anyone he comes across. And it's up to what are their names? Sienna and Jonathan to stop him once and for all. Or will they?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah. Terrifier 3, written and directed by Damien Leone once again. Let's just get into it. What did you think of Terrifier 3?
I thought it was pretty good. I'm a little bit underwhelmed because I heard that people like ran out and puked and stuff, and I didn't understand that.
Sure.
The rumor about the opening scene being like the most gruesome thing they've ever seen is like, no. That's an exaggeration that probably just circulated to make people go and watch the movie.
Yeah.
Which I feel is a little bit, I don't like that kind of marketing, but whatever.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed the movie. I laughed, I cringed, I unfortunately rooted for Art, but still.
What? Okay.
I have an issue with Sienna. I think we'll get into it. I want Art to win.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
but
can we get into it without spoilers?
Well, it just has to do with the trilogy in general and me liking the first one most.
That is so weird. But okay.
In short explanation, the first one is great because it has no.
The first one is in Terrifier.
Yes. It's great because it has no real plot. Really, it's just murder and gore.
Well,
I feel like the whole plot and like storyline and having a main character and a final girl and all that stuff kind of ruins it.
Ruins it?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
Just kinda.
Okay, it kind of ruins it. Okay.
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the simple explanation. So, what did you think of Terrifier 3?
I liked it quite a bit. I would say that it's the best of the 3. Best of the 4, if you count All Hallows Eve, the first.
I barely remember that one, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember.
Yeah. It delivered on all the gore and cringe. Cringe as in, the real reuse of the word.
Yeah.
It delivered story-wise. It delivered on performance. It looks so good.
Oh,
You can
yes.
definitely
That's
tell
true.
that this has like 4 times the budget of the last one.
Yeah.
The fact that they filmed in, I think, like anamorphic lenses. Not on film, I don't think, but at least in anamorphic
No, he
lenses.
said he couldn't. Oh, right. Do we say that?
Yeah, I mean, it's trivia we found out.
Sure, yeah.
It just has that super classic classic 80s. It was a Carpenter look, 70s,
Yes.
80s, specifically Carpenter look. And there was,
Which is, as we found out, something he wanted to emulate, I guess.
yeah, and I love then the fact that because it is during Christmas, because the movies have always been very colorful with lights, a lot of lights, and colors, red mainly.
Mainly, yes.
But it's always felt kind of flat. Now it finally has that
Some dimension to
some
it.
people said cinematic look. Yeah, it's not all just flatly lit. They have shadows. Yeah, they have depth of the picture, and all these lights with the anamorphic lenses gives you that nice depth of feel and field, and it just looked so good.
That's true. That's true. It's the best looking one, definitely.
Oh yeah. Some of the flatness still exists, but I think deliberately when they're in the mall, because the mall is usually lit very softly, so everything's just flat.
Yeah,
so it made sense.
kind of clinically.
Yeah, but it was just like, oh no, am I watching 1 and 2 again? Ugh.
But it's intentional, and also like maybe a slight like throwback to the first 2 movies.
Sure.
To not be completely different.
It felt the best paced in like
That's true.
Story to murder set piece.
That's true. Yeah.
At how it was spaced out. It felt more grounded, even though it still has all the supernatural stuff that went on, especially in the second one.
Yeah.
It felt less epic, but in a good way. Because that one almost turns into like a fantasy action movie towards the end.
Yeah.
Certain aspects of it. They toned that down, which I liked.
Yes. But it still had some of it, like a smidge of it.
Excuse me. Yes. I mean, that's still, the plot line is still, continues on from the last one, where Sienna seems to be connected to art in some way.
Yeah.
Or her dad more, but her connected to him.
Yeah, there's some cosmic connection between Art and her dad, and then her somehow.
Yeah. And they elaborate, because they don't elaborate on that at all in the second one, which always felt weird to me. Here they elaborate a little bit on it.
Still felt kind of weird to me.
Still felt weird. But we know that there's at least going to be one more movie, so I'm hoping they're going to wrap that story up.
Yeah, we do need an explanation, because that's part of why I don't like the whole story beat of the second and now the third movie then. Because it feels so unclear.
Sure, yeah. And
it's a little bit annoying. Like, okay, so I have to wait another 2 years to find out what the connection actually is. Like, what is this really?
Yes, and I agree. The plot is the weakest part of these movies.
Yes.
But I think that is also by design. Like, really, what they want to do is just have Art go around and kill people,
murder people
in the worst kind of way. Yeah, and on that,
she does.
It delivered. I would say this one might have the best murder sequences. If you count them by volume and quantity and quality.
Yes,
I still think
it definitely has the most of the more gory ones.
Yeah.
To me, the first real gory kill in the first movie is still the worst, but that's just on a personal level.
It really only has one proper big
one
gory
real
kill.
Bloody gore where you see basically everything.
Yeah.
Here you have that like 4 times.
Yeah. I still think that the best sequence out of all 3 movies is probably when he kills the first friend in the second movie, where he chases her into her room and just like cuts open her skin, chops off her arms, and starts pouring like salt and sulfuric acid into her body.
Oh, right.
That one is fucking awful because she's alive for so long.
Wasn't that the teaser for the second movie? I think part of it.
I don't know. I don't think I saw a trailer for the second one.
That is also that is also one of the better ones, definitely. But it's also one of the few really gory ones in that movie.
No.
In the second movie. There's not a lot of the gory ones, though.
Yeah, there is.
Is there? Or am I not remembering that?
Every
I watched
kill
this
is
movie
super
earlier
gory.
this week.
Yeah. There's the stabbing in the dick scene. There's the ripping off the face of the second friend.
Yeah, but half of the stabbing in the dick scene you see, like, from a distance or, like, from inside the car, so you don't actually see it all. That's what I mean.
Yeah. There's the killing of the guy in the Halloween store. That one's pretty quick, but, you know, the shooting mom's face off or shooting her head off.
Yeah.
And then propping her up at the table, shoving mashed potatoes into her face. Her what remains of her face. And of course the whole birth scene in the end.
Sure.
Yeah. No, this one has every like kill scene is like ramped up to 11.
Yeah, and you get to see most of it, like literally most of it. Not cutting away, not from weird angles we don't see anything.
Yeah.
I think the only one we don't actually get to see is the one time he kills a child.
Yeah, we don't actually see him.
We get to see the aftermath instead.
Yeah, and that's the opening. You've seen the teaser when he comes into the house and the little girl's like, Santa? That scene is like 15 minutes long in the beginning. And
it contains more people
guess what?
that get
he
killed.
Kills the entire family.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a spoiler. I mean, this is gonna happen, you know. But yeah, they're still, you know, dancing around the whole killing of children, which is nice that we don't see too much, honestly.
Yes.
No, I loved everything about it. Yeah, it's not a perfect movie, and I didn't expect that. I just expected more art and
Mayhem.
more art.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to watching it again, more than any of the other ones, because it's, like I said, the pacing does so much for this one.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is so long, even though it's not really that. It's like 15 minutes longer, barely.
But it's so slow.
Yeah, because like other than the beginning of that movie, there's like 50 minutes before we get any like real good gory murder.
There's like 4 set pieces for me in the second movie. It's the morning of, or the morning when we put the fire and all that stuff. Then it's the Halloween store. It's the party and at the fairground.
And the Clown Cafe dream when he burns.
Oh right, the Clown Cafe dream. But that's part of the
everyone.
morning for me, kind of thing.
Yeah. Here, like we said, it's evenly spaced out. Like it starts with a good murder. Then we have a few establishing shots of Art doing his stuff while Sienna tries to recuperate.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the college, and then the finale.
And the bar.
And the bar.
Oh
my god, the
probably
bar.
one of my favorite scenes.
Yes. Yeah, because we got more Art sass in this.
Yes.
Art is
which I really like.
I mean, he's always been fun in these movies, and a lot of the movie is just him. You thinking he's funny, which is such a great juxtaposition. She's like, haha, he's so funny. Oh my god, he's ripping people apart.
Yes.
And here, there is this long sequence of him just hanging out in a bar with his new friends. And then,
Santa Claus is one of them.
Yeah, guess what? It turns sour and he kills everyone. Spoilers. And he introduces one of his new weapons, which you won't spoil. Not yet, though. We'll do that in the spoiler section. No, yeah, it is everything.
I think it partially bothered me and helped, I guess, that we watched it in theater for the first time, because I don't think we saw it first or second one in theater.
They were never in theaters in
us.
Sweden.
No,
the first one was never in theaters, and the second one was just in some theaters.
Exactly. It helped with the fact that we got the
yeah, there was a lot of promotional stuff around this.
Yes. We had a Art the Clown running around the theater, which was kind of fun.
Yeah. I'll put a picture
I kind of wanted him to come sit next to us, but you didn't want that.
No, I wouldn't want him sitting next to us the entire movie. He did roam around the theater from time to time.
Yes, a few times, mostly in the beginning, and then all of a sudden towards the end, he just showed up on the row, I think the row before, in front of us and behind us, just quickly. Which I think helped, but it didn't help that we had a bunch of dudes in the row behind us that kept running in and out of the theater.
Yeah.
it really bothered me and took me out of the immersion. Yeah, I was like, is it art? And it's like, no, it's not. It's just these dudes, and they kept doing it. It's like, I'm being distracted.
Yeah, it wasn't my worst horror movie theater experience. So I had much worse.
Oh yes.
Whenever you go and see like a
actual like teen screams, that's annoying.
Yeah, like a jump scare movie. Like I remember Conjuring 3. I saw that by myself. It's almost 10 years ago now. Jesus.
But we saw something like last year, I think, with a bunch of teenagers, and we just sighed knowing this was gonna suck. I don't remember which movie it was though.
Yeah, that was the one where we sat pretty far up in the and there was literally a guy behind us on his phone vaping.
Yeah.
Like, why are you here?
Yeah.
You can look at your phone at home.
Exactly.
I don't mind the vape. It smelled nice, but come on, dude. You're not supposed to.
And then there was a bunch of kids, like a few rows down, that were just screaming constantly, even when there was nothing to scream about.
Yeah.
That was worse. This was okay. It still bothered me that they kept running out, because it ruined the whole
like several times.
Experience.
I don't know, were they going to the bathroom or getting more popcorn? I don't know. Like, how many times do you have to leave the theater?
You could order popcorn into the theater. You don't have to go out to do that. So they were probably going to the bathroom because they had a bucket of beer.
That's true, yeah.
It just,
But I think the audience was mostly respectful.
Yes.
And I mean, it's that kind of movie where you're going to have audience participation. So to speak.
But it's also because that's why I'm mentioning it, because I need to rewatch this to properly enjoy it, I think.
Undisturbed.
Uninterrupted is the word I'm looking for.
And I mean, as we found out by Mr. Leone himself, he's already working on the Blu-ray. And I know you can. I know because a friend at work, he doesn't like to go to the theater, but he really wanted to see the movie. You can already order it on Amazon on Blu-ray 4K.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm guessing it's gonna like show up to Christmas or something like that. I get that feeling.
Probably.
I mean, as long as it's in theaters, they want to keep running it in theaters, of course.
Of course.
But I think, especially since it's a Christmas-themed movie, it would be great to have it out on home media for Christmas.
Yeah. Also, as much as this is a great movie for us, I'm not sure general audience will go and see this in theaters too much.
Well, no, maybe not here in Sweden. I think
exactly in Sweden, I mean.
I think it's only like, it's showing yesterday when we saw it, today. And I think they're gonna go on like a case by case basis. If there's still people like buying tickets, they're gonna keep showing it. But
probably,
I think
that's usually what they do with these kinds of movies.
Yeah, I think it's gonna run out pretty quickly though. I get that feeling. But I don't know if you've read up on that, but it's been doing great in the States. Like it was like #1 at the box office.
It does have dates available.
Oh my god!
For next Sunday.
It has, yeah, exactly, the 3rd of November. Yeah. Okay. Well, good.
So maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe they're expecting a lot of people to go see this.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Because it's also something we need to bring up. Even if you don't like, maybe this isn't really your kind of movie, and like we said, it's not like a perfect movie.
No.
But the fact that a small independent movie like this. Now, this did have backing from like a studio, but it's a small studio.
And I mean, it's the 3rd one, so by now, yes, they've built a bit of a following.
I mean, he had. I read that he had offers from like big studios.
Okay,
I'm guessing Blumhouse, but yeah, I don't know. To like they wanted to fund the 3rd one, and he said no because he knew that they would say, but you can't do this, this, and this, and he's like, but I'm gonna do it. And that was why he went with whoever it was that distributed this. The only thing they had as a stipulation was it needs to be under 2 hours, and even then,
which all of them have been.
No, the second one is like 2 hours and 18 minutes.
It is.
The second one is it's a horror epic.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, and this one is just over 2 hours.
2:05.
Yeah. So he was really, it was.
Doesn't feel that long, though.
Exactly. And you know why? Because of the pacing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's why the first one, which is the shortest one, feels so long to me. I mean, it took me like 4 tries to get through it. Because it's so...
The first time or this time?
This time.
Ah, yeah.
Because...
Oh, no.
Nothing happens in that movie.
That's true. There's not a lot of happening in it, but you still have some scenes that are just
Yeah, I mean,
wonderful.
I still like those scenes.
Yeah.
It's all the stuff in between, and the fact that the movie kind of resets halfway through.
Yeah.
Spoilers for that movie, but
kind of...
when they kill the final girl and bring in a new final girl, it's like, what?
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah. Still like that movie, but rewatching it now for the first time in a few years, it's like, oh wow, he has really grown as a director and writer, I would say.
Yes, definitely.
But I was gonna say what I really like about this, and you know, as a principle, so to speak, is that this is like just like we haven't talked too much about the whole Strange Darling thing. We have this small movie that is basically like doing gangbusters, so to speak, purely based on word of mouth and like grassroots promotion.
Yeah.
Of course, Strange Darling is a super small movie, even smaller budget than Terrifier 3. And it got shown in like hundreds of theaters and stayed in theaters for weeks and weeks and weeks, purely based on the director and the star, Cal Gallner, J.T. Molnar is the director and writer, them kind of promoting it on Twitter and getting people hyped up for it, and then like saying like if you demand it by your local theater, we can give it to them.
Yeah.
And that's how it like stayed in theaters for weeks and weeks and weeks. A movie that should never have been in theaters to begin with, but it deserved to be. But it shouldn't have been based on like how movies work nowadays. And then of course the fact that it showed up in theaters meant that I mean it got promoted on Twitter by people like Kevin Bacon,
right.
who like he left the theater and he loved it so much that he made a video talking about how fucking great it was. And like people like Guillermo del Toro shouting it out on Twitter and stuff like that. And this has kind of had the same effect. I mean, just the other day on Instagram, it didn't say it outright, but Halle Berry posted a picture of her standing next to an art doll, a big like, life-size doll, saying like, and was like hanging out for the Halloween season. So
okay.
she didn't go like, it's great, go and see it. But I mean,
no, but mention is
getting
mention.
it out there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Because I mean, there's not a lot of black and white clowns these days that you will think of, except for art.
And everyone knows that it's Art the Clown at this point.
Exactly.
Even people who's not into the movies, they know who Art the Clown is. He's
become an icon.
Become a new icon, like our first like legitimate slasher icon since like the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could say like Jigsaw in the 2000s in the Saw movies.
Sure.
But those aren't slasher movies; it's more torture porn. But no, a horror icon. But before that, I mean, the only one we had was Ghostface from Scream.
Yeah.
And before that, of course, it's the original
Freddy
Freddy, Michael, and Jason.
Jason, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's also cool to see that it's becoming like a cultural thing now. This little movie that shouldn't even have made it, so to speak. And that's what I love about it as well.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to say, should we mention the little extra we got when we watched it? Because we watched a special screening, sort of.
Yeah, and I put that out in a short. We feel because they kind of sold it as this is the premiere. That's why we got the barf bags and they had people there.
Yeah.
And there was going to be a exclusive Q&A with Damien Leone, and we were like, "Whoa!"
I think it even said like "Meet the Creator" or something.
Yes. However,
we were like, "Shit, he's gonna be there," because we've had that before. I think once or twice.
Dude, we had Zack Snyder
exactly
in the flesh during the Sucker Punch premiere.
Sucker Punch, yes.
Unfortunately,
you actually got to ask him a question, even though you stammered your way through it.
Because I have very few times in my life I've been starstruck, but that was one of them. And this was before Justice League.
I still remember running after him going, Mr. Schneider, can I have your autograph? Yeah. And he just totally ignored me.
This one, not as cool because it was a pre-taped interview, like a Skype interview.
Yes,
but
it was some dude, I don't even know who that was.
I'm guessing from, I think it's Nordic Film who distributes here. I think it's...
that's true.
Because it was an exclusive interview for Swedish theaters.
Yes.
Yeah, so it must have been someone from the Swedish distribution company. But yeah, it was pre-taped, but it was still interesting to hear him talk about the movie. That's where we got some tidbits about him actually already working on the Blu-ray, and the fact that the Blu-ray is gonna have a completely different soundtrack, I mean, different audio track.
Yeah,
they're gonna like rework.
He said he was
like
reworking it or still editing it or something. Yeah,
which is kind of funny, because there were some sound effects that didn't really fit.
They sounded a bit cartoonish.
Yes,
sometimes.
And really, there was really only one though that bothered me. Maybe that's why they're reworking it, because they noticed it too. Early on in the movie, when Vicky, you know, the face lady, from the second movie and first movie, she is, slight spoiler, she's slitting her wrist, and it literally sounds like.
Yeah, that was so
it's just her with a knife, you know. It shouldn't be more than a.
It shouldn't even be a sound, really.
Yeah, but instead it sounded like, you know, they were shoving a
hacking at
pig
her
into a industrial grinder or something.
Yeah, kinda.
So I'm guessing maybe that's the kind of stuff they're reworking for the Blu-ray.
Yeah, probably. And also maybe they have to like rework certain sounds for having like instead of a 1.5 sound, they have to have it for like a 1.2 sound or whatever.
2.1, 5.1.
2.1. Sorry, yeah, 2.1.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they might have to like, I don't know, alter where things turn up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how that shit works.
No. I don't know too much about it either. But yeah, everything about this movie though, I can't say much more without going into spoilers. That's the thing.
I was saying that let's go into spoilers.
Yeah, because we've been talking
I want to ask you about some stuff because I'm not sure. Either I didn't understand some of the story bits, or I just didn't like them. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. So we'll say for now, from now on, there's going to be spoilers, specific story spoilers. We're going to spoil some of the set pieces, so to speak.
Yes.
So if you don't want that ruined for you, turn it off now. Then watch the movie, come back, of course.
Of course.
But from here on out, spoilers. Now.
You have been warned.
Yeah, you have been warned. Now, when they killed...